Hi YouTubers, this is my 3-month surgiversary update video. I had my surgery on August 1st, 2013, and as of yesterday, November 1st, that is 3 months from the surgiversary. So, get to the statistics. First of all, my highest recorded weight was 278, although I know I weighed well over 280. I'm sure I just didn't want to record that. I also didn't have pictures taken of me during that time. I do have one picture that I put up on Facebook at the Gastric Sleeve Gang website or Facebook site, but it's such an embarrassing picture. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know I had that. I had never seen the light of day before, that's for sure. But at any rate, over 280 at some, whatever it was. Day of surgery, well, I should back up and say 10 days before, 1 week before surgery, I had my pre-surgery liquid diet and I lost 10 pounds that week. So I went from 253 to 243. And so from the day of surgery to now, I'm now at 208, 3 months later. So that is 35 pounds down since the day of surgery and over 70 pounds lost altogether. So I now have lost about the same amount, still a little less maybe after surgery than I had before surgery. I'm also at this point roughly at the halfway point from my highest to where I expect that I'll end up. I haven't set a goal weight. I'm only going on where I was when I started getting sleep apnea, which was in the 140s is what I was weighing. By the time I was 150, I was definitely snoring the roof off. So I assume I have to drop below 150. I was 130 when I was in law school when I got married the second time. Third time now. Anyway, so I have some milestones in mind of what I looked like, what I felt like, that kind of thing. So somewhere between 130 and 150 I think is probably where I'll land. I was between 110 and 130 in my 20s, but I'm not sure that I would feel really good that light. And I can't say I was in the best of shape when I was those weights. I was in the best shape, athletically speaking, when I was between 130 and 160. In fact, I was 165 actually when I was rowing crew and cycling and doing a bunch of things in my, around the time I turned 40. But I have to say, even at that time, I knew I wanted to lose maybe 10 pounds off of that at least, even though I was pretty muscular. Simply because, for one, when I was rowing crew, I was getting stuck on the sides of the boat. If anyone has rowed before in a cruise shell, you know how narrow the boat is, so that was kind of embarrassing. At any rate, we'll see when I get there, I guess. Maybe I'll know when I get there oh, this feels like a good weight. Mainly, I want to be a fit weight. So let's get to more of the statistics. I have them written down. Oh, by the way, this is the swimsuit edition today. I have a series of still shots that I've been doing in my swimsuit because I really wanted to be real about things like the upper arm flab, this thing going on, because I really want to try to do things in a way that I hope will minimize the loose skin and the flab, and I want to document it along the way to see if that really happens. And my theory is if you eat right, get exercise and that kind of thing, you should be able to minimize it even when you are the ripe old age of 58. I know there are those of you who are over 60. I haven't run across anyone older than maybe 65 yet in VSG video land, but maybe they exist. I don't know. But the other thing I wanted to document was my upper thigh, and I'll just give you a hint. Body shot. Okay. So me in a bathing suit. Not too many people do this, you know. I mean, give me some brownie points for bravery. Those screaming white thighs. I am in California, but I stay out of the sun. I happen to be blessed, I think, with decent skin that where I don't look ancient. I think a lot of California women make the mistake of being in so much sun, in Florida too, yet their skin just ages them incredibly. And so I love being 58 and being told I don't look it. So, but that's staying out of the sun. I think that's what helps. Anyway, I do digress horribly. Let's get to the statistics, because honestly, you know, going from 280 something to 240 or 253 1 week before surgery, 243 the day of surgery, August 1st, and 208 today, 3 months later. In a way, the statistics are kind of underwhelming when you look at people as a whole in the vertical sleeve gastrectomy community who either post about it, Facebook where I am, or on YouTube. You'll have these incredible numbers. I keep saying that, and everyone says, oh, you know, you're doing fantastic, don't worry about other people's numbers. It's not that I'm worried about it. I track it because I do want to know, wondering, you know, if I'm doing things right or what's expected. I have no idea when, you know, the virtues of the magic sleeve wear off or something. I always hear take advantage of the first year, especially the first 6 months, the honeymoon period or whatever. I always hear all these things, and I don't know if this is because people, their stomachs expand again later. I have no idea, but I do start once in a while to worry, well, you know, maybe I'm not taking the best advantage. But honestly, I know that I'm eating right. I think this month I was slipping a lot on fluids, so I had to be better on that. I've been trying to do the exercise. That's been an issue this month. I may end up making a whole nother tape on that because of what happened this month, simply because I'm looking at the time and I'm 7.5 minutes in this, and I'm still rambling about my stats, which I haven't gotten to. So I just want to say, first of all, my weight actually was 208.8. I was saying 208. That, talk about rounding down instead of rounding up. It's just easier to do the math from 278, which is my highest recorded weight. But 208.8, if I'm going to be dead honest, was my weight yesterday, 3 months post-surgery. The one thing, well, many things. Let me go over the statistics that I'm most proud of. 70 pounds from highest weight loss, yeah, you know, at least, because as I say, I weighed more than 278, I'm sure, but 278 is when I started allowing myself to be weighed. My highest dress size, probably, truthfully, should have been a 4X, but I never allowed myself to buy that because I just was in shock. So I wore 3Xs stretched to the max, and then that's when I went to Jenny Craig last November, actually. So it's been almost a year since I hopped over to Jenny Craig and said, help, I need portion control. And so that started my initial weight loss journey this time around. Been on a lot of weight loss journeys, but this time around. So at that point I was a tight 3X. I now am in some 16s and some 18s, some larges, some extra large. So I've dropped a few dress sizes in the last year, to be sure. But really, specifically since surgery, I've gone from 3X, 2X, I was somewhere in between those two, and down to the 16 to 18, you know, large, extra large at this point. So even though 35 pounds is not a huge loss since surgery, again, comparing to others, which I know we're not supposed to do, I have done really well, I think, in terms of my measurements and how I feel and how clothes fit and things like that. So specifically, the things I'm measuring, neck size, for example, I'm just going to go from top to bottom. Neck now is 16 inches. I started out at 17.5 days surgery. Bust now is 44. I've gone down 5 inches on that since day of surgery. Upper arm is now 13.5. That's down 2 inches. Waist 43 inches, down 6 inches. Abdomen was 46. That's down 7 inches, which, you know, I can really tell the difference on that. Hips 50 still, but that's down from 55, so down 5 inches there. Thighs were 29 inches before, and now they're 26.5. And again, before being day of surgery, I have no idea what my measurements were 70 pounds ago. God forbid. Can you imagine? No idea, and I'm glad. I think that I never did that. How embarrassing. And calves. I finally lost a 1/4 inch off my right calf, and it's been staying pretty steady, but that's not surprising. My calves, you know, that's where you're muscular more or less. Most people are. Anyway, I am. So I wasn't expecting to lose much there anytime soon, especially given that I'm walking. So overall, you know, losing 5 and 6 and 7 inches off of various places on my body with 35 pounds since surgery, probably double that, I guess, from my highest weight. I think that's pretty good. Honestly, I've seen people drop 30, 40 pounds and still stay in the same dress size, but for me, I'm going down a dress size about every 10 pounds. Whatever that means, I don't know if that's going to go up. Oh, I should mention that the loss between this month and last, that was kind of my one disappointment, in that I have, let me go back to October 1st. I weighed 216 and some change, and so about a little shy of 8 pounds lost. My goal had been to do an average of 10 pounds lost a month. Average wise, I'm still beating that, but given that I only lost about 8 pounds this month, a little ground to make up in the future if I really want to keep that up. But, you know, I'm not stuck in stone on that. This was all guesswork for me. I honestly think where I was this month, that I don't think that I certainly couldn't have done more exercise, and I'll go into that in another video. A lot of things I think I did it pretty much by the book this month. Things I'm going to tweak though. I'm going to give it some thought, come up with my goals for next month, which is something I didn't do last month for month 3, and I think it made a difference that I didn't write down my goals and be very intentional all month. I think I was intentional, but I didn't have written goals, and I think it made a difference. So enough for now in this video, and I'm going to go put my thinking cap on and analyze what I didn't do, and talk a little bit about last month's experience and what my goals are for next month in my next video. Take care.